I think we have a call on the other line. Let me see what's going on with this. Let me see what's happening here. WAPJ. Uh-oh. I think we have someone on the line.
Kamala Harris?
No, I don't think it's her, Mark. But this person is just as interesting. And in fact, I think even you, my good friend, wait with bated breath each and every Thursday for the second hour of the show to hear this man make his presentation. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here with us on the show this morning, making his sacrifice to humanity, it's the one, it's the only, it's the myth, it's the legend, it's the man himself. Put your hands together for T-Boz! Can you hear me, T-Boz?
It's John Wayne. Here it is. Here's John Wayne, the man, the myth. Good morning, Mr. Williams and Mark Allen Hart. He's in the studio. A quick plug, and I plugged him before. Check out his jazz show if you want to hear Coltrane and Miles Davis and Bill Evans and all of that. So thank you guys for talking about my program a little bit before. I've been enjoying your chat. Good morning, everyone. What an awesome week of weather we've been having. Come on in, George, by the door. Wow, look at all the pens and pencils. We have extra. Okay, bring them in, bring them in. There's plenty of room. We're going to start. I know we start a minute or so early. Those of you by the window, you can wave to Jock and Mark across the street. They're in the storefront WAPJ window. We're in the upper classroom. You're heading up Water Street with a building on the left upstairs. This was a manufacturing building. It was built in the 20s. And this is where the main office was. And we're in a section that they sectioned off years ago. One day I'll describe all of this to all of you who are listening on the radio. Actually, the bathrooms still have the subway tile and the black and white floor and the little gents and ladies signs next to it. So it's a very cool building. And there he is, stand by the coffee pot. We're going to get to him in a minute. Yankees are in first place, 82 wins. So Mr. Williams is thrilled. And the Mets are in second place in the NL East with 80 wins. So I don't know if we're up to Subway Series yet, but it sounds very exciting. So good morning, good morning. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Wow, there's a whole group here. Oh, you were the ladies group. Oh, great, great. Come on in, come on in. So good morning, everyone. A couple of quick shout-outs before we start. And, well, Jock alluded to the topic. We'll get to that in a minute, which is fine. But quick shout-out. Grandson number 2 is on the way on Monday. My daughter Rachel and my son-in-law Justin are expecting their second son, Wesson Landry. So we look forward to that. And also, too, Monday night, 7 p.m., 321 New Britain Avenue in Farmington. The first free, I love that word, free square dance lesson, Central Valley Squares. Those of you listening, if you want to come down, try it out. You'll see me. If a blind person can square dance, so can you. So there you go. That's the shout out there. A scheduling thing, T-Boz will be away the next 2 Thursdays. Lady Diane and I have some things planned, plus we have Wesson on the way. So the next 2 Thursdays, I will not be in the classroom. Oh, Stan is clapping his hands. I will not be in the classroom. But then we'll be back. And the topic was actually sent in by a listener down in Virginia, and we're going to do that one. And any one of you who have an idea that you want me to speak on, please send them to my cell phone, and I'll do the best I can. Now, there's the guy that's excited. Stan, say it with me. The Coffee Man. And what do we have in the big pot today, Big Stan over there? Wow, what a beautiful cup of coffee. That looks like you're drinking it already. Vanilla cream de menthe, regular and a decaf. Fantastic. We have tea. Oh, the trail mix is back. Fantastic. Where do you think of these coffee stands? Oh, Big Y. Okay, anyway. And who is sponsoring the refreshment table? My favorite shop downtown, Kelly's Crystals, a beautiful boutique, very reminiscent of the 1940s. So the holidays are coming up, believe it or not. Go over there, say hi to Kelly. Take time to walk through her store. It is beautiful in there. So just want to mention that. All right, our topic for today is gratitude. Jock has been talking about it all day, which is great. I want to take a quick thank you to him to start off for allowing me to do this show. And I also want to edify Mark Allen Hart, who's been listening, and he complimented me, and he also mentioned about what I've been going through the last 6 months. And so I want to thank Jock. I want to thank him for listening, but I want to thank Jock Williams for allowing me to share my life with my audience. Yeah, there's room over here. With my audience, with all of you, to help me. And I think a big part of where I am today has to do with Jock Williams. So a big thank you there. We're going to thank other people as we go through the program. So the format is we're going to explore gratitude. First, we're going to define it. We have some great quotes about what gratitude is. Then we're going to talk about friends, family, being thankful for that. We're going to talk about how to be thankful during struggles, not always easy. Having an attitude toward life. What is our attitude? Attitude for gratitude toward life as we motor through our journey. And then what are our motives when we do things in life? Are we doing things in life to help a cause and to help people? Or are we looking for the pat on the back? And I have a personal story about that. And then we're going to talk about prayer, how you can be thankful in prayer, make it simple. And then there'll be a little closing story before the takeaway. So let's get rolling. Thessalonians 5, chapter 5:18. This is the New Testament. And again, the Thessalonians were a group of people. So just think that St. Paul now just walked up to Barkhamsted. So Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18, and it says, be grateful in all circumstances. Oh, that's so hard to do. The word all. Be grateful. Paul challenges us in all circumstances, right? It's very easy to be grateful when everything is going well, but when we're in the thick of it, when we're in the trough, that's when we got to dig down and be grateful in all circumstances. We're going to jump down to Psalms. We're going to come back to that one. 136, chapter 136, verse 1, and the psalmist says, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good and his love endures forever. Yes, God did not forget about me when I lost my wife. You know, if all of us want to be honest, we've all been through crap. But it's almost like an investment, right? You put money in the stock market, it's up and down, it's up and down. But when you look back, you made money. When I look back over my life, even in the lowest points and where I am now, my God never forgot me. And I don't care. I know we have atheist, agnostic. Everyone's welcome in this room. Muslims, Islam, you're all in. It's all good. It's fine. So if you're Mother Nature people, then thank Mother Nature. If you're cosmos and energy type people, then thank that. But realize that there is a force that is keeping you afloat. For Jock and I, it's God. For those of you here in the classroom, whatever your energy force is, celebrate it. But my God, it says his love endures forever. So even though I've been through some lows, even though I lost my wife, even though I had a situation over the winter, my God did not forget me. And I'm in a relationship now. I'm going to talk a little bit later, talk about being thankful. And we'll get into that in a little bit. So be grateful in all circumstances. Hard to do. How do we do that? We're going to talk about prayer later. We're going to talk about friends. And then his love endures forever. And if you really are honest with yourself and you look back, you know that his love was there for you, even in the crappy times. We look at William Faulkner. He says, gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced, electricity must be produced and discharged, right? It has to go out and discharged and used up, okay, in order to exist. So gratitude, it must be produced. We must produce gratitude. It's not just something that just happened. And in order for it to exist, it must be produced and then discharged. So you have to produce an attitude of gratitude, and then you've got to put it out there, like what I just did with Jock and Mark Allen Hart. You know, the nicest things you can get is unexpected appreciation. You've got to reach in sometimes and thank people along the way and edify people and empower people as we're going through the journey. All right? Gratitude is not something that's just going to pop out of your head. You've got to produce it. I like what he says there. We look at Eckhart Tolle. He's a German speaker, public speaker, and he says, acknowledge, oh, this is amazing, acknowledging the good you already have in your life. Boom. Acknowledging the good you already have in your life. We have stuff. We have people. We have gifts. We have talents. We have good. We have to acknowledge, and I love what he says, what we already have. Some of us are, and myself included, like, oh, yeah, get over the next mountain. Oh, when we get there, already have things within your life, people in your life. So acknowledging that and thanking God, going back, be grateful in all circumstances, thank God, saying, thank you, God, for what I already have. I'm sure you're going to send other things my way, but I'm thankful for what I already have. Jay Shetty, who is a podcast person, and his podcast is On Purpose, says this: so many things in the world that could be invisible, and I love this word, to the material eye. And when you take a moment to pause and be present, then that's gratitude. Boom. So there's so many things in life that could be invisible to the material. I like what he says, not the human eye, the material eye. Are we so focused on only being grateful when material things come our way? Have we become a people of consuming and stuff and material wealth and things, which are all good things in the right place, that we become invisible to those things? And so when we step back and we're in the moment, we talked about that a few weeks ago, being present in the moment, that is the definition of gratitude. Stepping back and saying, wow, look how thankful, look how wonderful, look how good the things are that are around me. So a lot of you are still working, a lot of you are retired, and you're running with the grandchildren, and you're doing this for the kids, and you're running your business. That's fine, but stop. Remember Mac Davis? Stop and smell the roses. Stop. Be in the present. Be in the awe of a mountain. We have beautiful mountains here in the northwest corner. Be in awe of nature. Okay. Be in awe of your grandson hitting a home run, or even just running the bases. Be in awe of your granddaughter showing her little dairy cattle at the ag fairs. Okay. Be in that present moment. Don't step out of it. And Jay Shetty says that is what is gratitude. We look at Chris Montekas, I'm saying that right, and he says, in the modern world, oh, I love this, we are surrounded by so much abundance that we cannot see it. Bing, bang, boom. So much abundance that we cannot see it. Now, I'm visually impaired. Isn't that amazing? We're surrounded by so much. I one time had two women here from Russia purchasing a rabbit at the farm down there, down in the barn, down in the back. And I said to these two women, what do you notice about the United States over Russia? And they said, the amount of selection of what you have. We have 2 boxes of cereal on the shelf. You have over 100. We have 2 cans of beans. You have over 100. She says, pocketbooks, clothes, sweaters, scarves, shoes, cars. Abundance, abundance, as they say in Italian, abundance. But we're so surrounded by so much abundance in this country, Jock was saying a little while ago, that we don't see it. And what do we want? More. Let's be thankful for the abundance that we have. Let's be thankful for the abundance that we have. We just honored 9/11 yesterday because a bunch of maniacs were so jealous of our abundance that they tried to destroy us, but they didn't. So let us realize, like the 2 girls from Russia, the abundance. Let's see it. Let's open our eyes, and more importantly, open our hearts to see what goodness we have. We are now going to go into the segment about friends, okay? Being thankful for friends. And Ralph Waldo Emerson says this: I awoke this morning with devout thankfulness for the many friends I have, old and new. Isn't that interesting? Some of us want to ditch the old friends. Oh, this new person over here. Be thankful for the old friends that you had. They've got you to where you are today. Be thankful for the new people that God is bringing into your life. I'm having an array of new people come into my life as my life took a shift back in the winter. Okay? Amazing people. People who are really for me, not just with me. There's a difference of someone who's for you and with you. And so these new people I celebrate, and I still remember the old friends and the people from my life before, and I still stay in touch with them and remember them and the good things like that. This other unknown person, as we go through the friend section, this quote, we have Ralph Waldo Emerson, and then we have Proverbs. Do we have time for this? Yes, Proverbs. Chapter 27, verse 17, and it says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Boom. In other words, the only way you can sharpen iron is with another piece of iron. So Proverbs tells us about friendship. As iron sharpens iron, so as one person sharpens another. There are people in this room, people listening, that have sharpened me. I wouldn't be where I was. I'm thankful and grateful for those friends and family members who are similar like me, and they only iron sharpens iron. So what they're saying is the people in your life, your family members, your friends are like you, and the two together, okay, can help another person. Why don't we go to the sponsors, Jock, because it's 11:30 on the nose, and we'll go through that, and I'll keep rolling through.
Thank you so much, T-Boz. We appreciate that. And we want to encourage each and every one of you to take advantage of the opportunities that you have here with your local community radio station. We have segments like T-Boz's where the community members contribute to their local community radio station, and our sponsors gladly support that. And we want to thank our sponsors for all of their support and allowing us to bring you quality community radio programming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Thursdays, that's your day here at WAPJ, local and live. So don't hesitate to give me a call and we'll hook you up. And with that being said, we'll turn the floor back to T-Boz for more words of wisdom and moments of meditation.
Thank you, Jock. And so, iron sharpens iron. Are you iron? The guy in the back is nodding his head. Let me ask a couple. Are you iron for someone in your life? Your daughter. Are you iron for someone in your life? Your neighbor, your best friend from high school. You guys live together. Great. Over here, down in front. Are you iron for somebody? Your grandson. Fabulous. Okay. So not only do we be thankful for the iron in our life, but are people thanking for us that we're the iron in their life? See, we talked a month ago about the fruit on the tree. Remember that class? You know a tree by its fruit. So as we're thanking the iron that we're getting from our friends, are we iron to them? We have a responsibility in friendship, and we have a responsibility when people are thankful for us. This is an unknown quote, and this is excellent. And I'm going to talk a little bit here. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled with a spark from another person. Okay? We should all be grateful to those who have helped rekindle the light within us. Bing, bang, ba-boom. You know what I'm grateful for? The light that comes from Lady Diana. That's light. Because the spark in T-Boz was out, as Mark Allen Hart alluded, and some of you know. But this woman who saw me so broken, but her light not only is bright, but it's warm. It's honest, and it's pure. And this woman's light shines every day in my life, and I am so thankful for that. And she does it easily. She doesn't try. She doesn't overswing the bat. It's just her. It's just the purity of her inner self that comes through. And I am grateful. So, in life, there are times when our spark goes out because we've been kicked or hit or something, right? Fertilized by life, as they say. But are we thankful for the people that rekindle that spark? And I know most of the people in this room are. You know who those people are who lifted you. You know who those people are who stood by you. You know those people who believed in you. Be grateful, as Thessalonians says, in all circumstances. His love endures. The light that I'm talking that comes from Diana is the love, is the peace, is the tranquility that this woman has shown to me. And I am so grateful. And all of you in the room have people like this in your life. Thank them. Acknowledge them. Send them a letter when it's not their birthday. Buy them flowers when it's not Valentine's Day. Stop by with a cup of coffee. The business will wait. The phone call will wait. The sales call will wait. Make time for the people in your life that have rekindled that spark. Proverbs 17, verse 17, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born through adversity. Boom. And we've used this quote many times before, and I always talk about my friend Jim, my friend Stan. These are brothers that were born through adversity, okay, that I've had in my life. I hope I'm a brother to them in their adversity. So Proverbs 17 is right when it says, a friend loves at all times. Be grateful in all circumstances. A friend loves you when you're down, when you're up, when you're in the middle. All right? Nella mezzo, they say in Italian. So are we, again, like iron sharpens iron, are we that friend at all times? Or are we just fair weather friends? So be thankful for the friend that is with you, and be thankful how a brother is born, not a brother in terms of genetics, but a brother is born in adversity. I would almost say Jock Williams is a brother born through adversity. I said earlier, by letting me do this show. All right? So a brother that is born through adversity. So that is a very good one. We talk about struggles, how to be thankful during struggles. We look at Romans chapter 5, verse 3, and it says, but, there's always a but in life, but we also glory in our suffering. What? We also glory in our suffering because suffering produces perseverance. So as we're suffering, some of us I know in this room have health challenges. Listening on the air and via Zoom have health challenges. If they're terminal illnesses, then those are things to you need to work with. But if you are going through a health challenge, you need to work with a professional person. That's fine. But if you're going through, I think someone's trying to call me. We'll just have to keep talking through this. But anyway, if you're someone, you glory when you're struggling, okay? You still have that glory because it builds perseverance. That perseverance is what gives you strength. That perseverance is what keeps you going so that you can get to the better times, okay? So when you're in the low of the trough, realize that when you're low, the only way after that is up, okay? And so even in our worst times, we still have to have that faith and that hope and to be thankful because there are people that are going to be put in your life at that time too, not only when things are good. So Romans is spot on there. And I know some of my friends are struggling with health issues. I know some of my friends are struggling with relationship issues. All right? And it's not easy. I'm not here to simplify it. It's not easy. But realize that we have to glory in that because it's that perseverance, that spirit within us we always talk about that gets us through. So be thankful for the fact that you have the perseverance to stay focused and move on. We look at attitude, okay? What is our attitude in life? Are we grateful every day? Are we grateful only sometimes? What is our attitude? and it says, Christopher Fowler says this: life is such a beautiful dream that I am so glad I have not woken up from it yet. Boom. Life is a beautiful dream. He hasn't woken up from it yet. Do we feel like that? Do you feel today, do you feel your life with your spouse or your kids or your friends or your coworkers, whatever it is, do you feel it's a beautiful dream? Do you really, or do you just feel drudgery? Do you just feel, here we go again, another day at the office, another day at the farm, another day on the radio? Or do you feel it's a beautiful dream and that you don't want to be awoken? Life is precious. Life is precious. I'm going to talk about something in a couple of seconds. Life is precious. You have life today. You have the ability to go and do and be with people. Be thankful for that. Maya Angelou, and I love this. You could have done the whole show with just this one quote. This is a wonderful day. I have not seen this one before. Bing, bang, ba-boom. I have not seen this one before. What is she saying? Today is to be grateful that you're actually listening to this show, that you're sitting up in a chair. I know a friend of mine whose brother is severely disabled. He would love to have visual impairment. Okay? So this day, as she says, I love it. This is a wonderful day. I have not seen this one before. In other words, she's grateful for the fact that she has today. She's not worried about tomorrow. You haven't seen this day before, so go and make the best of it. Be thankful for it. Have that. That's what they mean by attitude of gratitude. Waking up with your feet on the ground and with the right view in mind. I think that was one of the best things I ever found. Voltaire says, appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well. Wow. So when you appreciate others, what's excellent in them, guess what? It comes back to you like a boomerang. If you appreciate someone, as I mentioned to people, I mentioned Lady Diana, okay? I mentioned my friend Rob, who sent in an idea for a show. If you appreciate others, what's excellent in them, then that's excellent in you, because you're, what do they say, walking the walk, talking the talk. So appreciate people. Tell people what they've done well. Tell people how they've impacted your life. Tell people how they might have put you on the right path, that where you are successfully. We talked about Pinky with the hot dog stand. She told me that she sold a hot dog to a guy years ago, and a few months ago, he came up to the hot dog stand and said he wanted to thank her because he was able to use her as a reference. He was able to get a job, and from getting that job, he bought a house, and now he has a wife and 2 kids, a house, a car, and all of that because Pinky said, you could use me as a reference. And he came all the way back years later to tell her, to thank her. That's how easy it can be. So show appreciation to people. It's a wonderful thing. When we do things in life, are we doing them because we want to be thanked? Are we doing them for the spotlight? I did. The lady in front is frowning her face. Yes, I did, ma'am. And I'll tell you the quick story. Years ago, I was involved in St. Patrick's Parish down in the north end of Bridgeport. Beautiful church. It was built and designed by the same people that did St. Patrick's in New York City. And I was the guy you wanted in the parish. I told this story before, and it's perfect for today. I was the guy you wanted in the parish. I was the lector. I was liturgical committee. I was hanging the banners. My brother and we had the company together then. We decorated the church with garland, wreaths, bows, lights, all of it. I did the carnival. I did cleanup. I was your guy in the parish. And when I left 22 years ago to come up to the beautiful northwest corner, I didn't even get a card. No one called me. No one patted me on the back. There was no cake. There was nothing. Nothing. I said to my late wife, I said, I can't believe we're leaving Bridgeport tomorrow. Nobody. Nothing. So back then, about 6 months later, I was talking to my late mother-in-law, who was Congregationalist, but she didn't read scripture. She didn't know St. Paul from Paul McCartney, okay? She wasn't into all of that, as she said. I was talking to her, and I was telling her how, gee, everything I did for the parish, and not even a thank you, not even a pat on the back. You know what she said to me? Tommy, did you do the work for God, or did you do the work to be acknowledged? Boom. She slapped me so hard in the face, I can still feel the sting. You'd be surprised, boys and girls, how God speaks through people. It's not always people with a collar and a yarmulke that can straighten you out. Sometimes it's your late mother-in-law. Did you do the work for God, or did you do the work to be acknowledged? I really, and that's why the woman is not frowning now, she gets it. I made the same mistake. I wanted the acknowledgement. I wanted people to pat me on the back. Wrong. Like I say many times on this show, with me, you're going to hear the real truth. The real things that I did right and the real things that I did wrong. Ever since my mother-in-law told me that, I make sure that when I do things or to help people or parish work or whatever I do, things at the Square Dance Club, I'm not doing it to be in the limelight. You're better off sometimes, boys and girls, being off stage. Stage left to stage right. And let the limelight shine on somebody else. My brother Jimmy had a great quote a few months ago. You don't always have to be first. Prayer is a way of being thankful. And here is a very simple, the gentleman's name is Meister, and he says, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, then that's enough. Too many of you thinking that you got to kneel and face the sun and go to a church and put on a robe and all that. You're all sugar over all of that. Just say thank you. If that's the only prayer you know, that's enough. God doesn't need you to recite the preamble. He's not that kind of a God. His love endures forever, as it tells us, right? In the Psalm 136. Because look, some of you are parents. Do your kids have to give you a long litany of things? If your son or daughter walks in, whether they're teenagers, young adults, little kids, and say, Mom, thank you. That's all you need. So if that's the only prayer you know, then say it. Now, this one is going to lead into, and then we're going to hit the takeaways. Philippians chapter 1, verse 3. And it says, I thank my God every time I remember you. Sunday would have been my 40th wedding anniversary. I didn't get 40 years. I got 31. I'm thankful. And I see on Facebook a lot of times people, oh, we're married 50 years. We got through the tough. I was always there for him. I was always there for her. We muscled through, honey. We're married 60 years. I did this and we did that and I did this and I did that. You did nothing. Be thankful that God, Mother Nature, the cosmic force, Saturn, Neptune, I don't care what you call it, gave you the life that the two of you have. Because if the person is dead, all the proactive Tony Robbins stuff in the world is not going to matter. You only were able to keep the marriage 50 years because God granted you the 50 years. So when you're posting things on Facebook, thank a higher authority first before we get preoccupied in ourselves and think that we're the magic. Lady Diana would have had a lot more years than what she had, close to 40 years. But her husband passed away when he was only 37. There's people in this room who lost spouses. I did. I didn't get 40 years, I got 31. But I'm thankful because the 31 years that I had were excellent. I don't hate my God because he took her home early. And even with Lady Diana, it's nothing I did. It's nothing I did. He brought her into my life. like he brought my wife. It's nothing I did. Some guys can't find one. God brought me two. That's where my thankfulness starts, with him. And this loving relationship I have, I'm very grateful for it today. And I know my wife, though we didn't get 40 years, is looking down and saying, honey, she's perfect to you. Treat her well. And I look back up and say, I will. I will. And happy anniversary to you. We look at the takeaways. And there's two, because they were so good I couldn't make up my mind. So, John Ortherberg says this: gratitude. Okay? Gratitude is the ability to experience life as a gift. Boom. It liberates the prison of preoccupation. Boom, boom. We just talked about preoccupation. Gratitude is the ability to experience life as a gift. Just what Maya Angelou said, do we see life as a gift, or do we see it as a chore? That's up to you guys. You in the classroom, you guys listening. You have to answer that question. I can't answer it for you. Do you see life as a gift? My wife said to me when she was close to dying, you have to live because I'm fighting for life. But you have life in front of you. Live it. Do all of you listening to this show see life as a gift? Do you see it as a chore? Are you so preoccupied with the things that you don't have instead of the things that you already have that you don't take the time to say thank you? And those of you who are married, most of you are taking your spouses for granted. Don't. You'll regret it one day. I know a lot of people that say, I take my wife for granted, take my husband for granted. Don't take them for granted. Hug them, kiss them, buy them flowers, buy them cards. Take them to dinner. You'll have enough money at the end. The kids don't need all your money. You got together to be together. Spend time together. The late John F. Kennedy, what a fantastic president. I wish we had candidates like this today. But anyway, he said this: as we express our gratitude, we must never forget the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Not to utter words. The highest form of appreciation, JFK said, is not to utter words, but to live by them. I live by them as best I can. I fail. I'm a sinner. Just don't utter words, boys and girls. Live by them. Live by them. Because you only have today. Someday is not a day on the calendar. Someday I'm going to call my son in California and tell him what a great job he did when he was a kid. No. Tell him now. Tell him now. Thank him now. Be the iron in his life. Okay? Be the iron that sharpens iron. Be there for your friend who's in the struggle. Be their glory in their struggle so they can persevere. Be grateful for the opportunity that you have to help someone, that someone helped you. And just don't utter the words. Live by them. See life as a gift. And do what Maya Angelou says. I haven't seen this day before. Boys and girls, I'm going to miss you all the next couple of weeks, but there are some fun things coming up I must attend to, and be happy to do that. So all of you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend coming up. George by the door, you've done a fantastic job. I know we're a little light on pens. I saw you running back and forth and the pencils and helping people stand. I don't know where you get all this coffee from. I know you say Big Y, but you do a great job every week, and the way you lay everything out, it just looks beautiful. Everyone, Jock and Mark Allen Hart will be over for autographs up here in the upper classroom, so stick around. And you know what I say to everyone? Be yourself, because everyone else is taken. And Mr. Williams, you can spin the vinyl. Bye-bye, everyone.